What's up with it, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Honcho, and I'm back with a brand new video. If you're a fan of the Las Vegas Raiders and you want to support this channel, please subscribe. Now, today we're doing our second edition of the Honcho Report. And basically, all that means is that I'm going to be addressing a few of the rumors that I've heard about that I actually care about talking about. Because if you follow this channel, you know I don't really do the whole rumor thing. I'm not going to be on here every day talking about rumors. But since this is a Raiders channel and I am the Raider Honcho, it's only right that I give you my opinions on everything and anything Raiders when I have the time to do so. And today I got time today. It's Friday. I ain't got much to do until later on. Ain't nothing kicking off. So I want to jump on here, drop a video, and have some type of interaction and see what you guys think about some of the stuff that we all have been hearing about, okay? Like anything I talk about in this video, we've probably already heard before, but I want to be able to interact with you, with my people, and my community on my channel. So anytime you want, get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about anything I'm talking about, whether it's positive or not. So if you want me to answer any of your questions in there, make sure that you either at me or you're responding to the pinned comment in the comment section, because if you don't at me or answer the pinned comment, I might not get the notification and I don't get to chop it up with you, which is what I really enjoy doing, okay? So whether it's positive or negative, because if it's positive, I want to show my appreciation and gratitude to anybody taking time out that supports me. If it's negative, well, you know your boy don't duck none of the smoke. I'm here for anything and everything, all day, every day. So anything you got to say, put it down in the comments, man, and I will get at you. Now, let's get right into it. Even though I say get right into it, but I've already been talking for 3 minutes. But let's get to it. We're going to go team news first, and then we're going to jump into some free agency news, okay? So here we go. Tyrell Williams. We know he's been released. You probably already heard it all week, but a lot of this stuff has been happening when my mouth was messed up, so I didn't get a chance to talk about it. But Tyrell Williams, we released him. We saved about $11.6 million, and to me, it's not really a big deal. I don't want to say that I don't really care, because I care about the money we saved, because we want to put it in other places. But when you think about it, wide receiver is a position that we're not really dry at. Like, we have some things in place there, right? And I do want to see Brian Edwards get on the field way more. So in order for that to happen, we have to start making room for some of these up-and-coming players. And we're also trying to sign Nelson Aguilar back. So it's like, well, we're not going to pay you all this money and then let Nelson Aguilar walk. And so I think it's important that we had to move on for him. Now, a lot of people are upset about the move or not upset about the move, but what I remember most about Williams is the drops he had against the Texans and the drops he had against the Jaguars in the 2019 season, right? Coming down the stretch, we really needed that win against the Jaguars at home. I think it was our last home game. They booed us off the field, and he came, I think it was like 3rd and 7, and he dropped the pass right across the middle. It actually hit him right in his face. We ended up going for the field goal, and I think we missed the field goal, and we ended up losing that game, right? So those are the things that stand out to me the most, is that when we really needed him in crunch time, he didn't always come through and produce. Against the Texans, I think he dropped a 3rd and long pass in the 4th quarter, and then we actually had another chance, and it was 4th and long, and he dropped another pass and hit him right in his hand. So I don't have nothing to say negative about him, the person, but as the player, I'm not really mad to see him move on. I thought he would have had a great season had he not been getting injured and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, your best ability is availability, and I mean, he wasn't really available for us, and we have young, hungry Lions that are available. We got to get them out there on the field and get them rolling. So, Tyrell Williams, thank you for your dedication to the team, and thank you for being a part of the Raider Nation. But, your time has been cut short, and I wish you the best of luck. Let's keep it moving. It has been reported. Now, there's some good news that Richie Incognito is pretty much back to full health, and he will be on the roster ready to go next year. We could save maybe $5-6 million if we release him, but with the situation going around with Trent Brown and our offensive line kind of being all over the place, with Denzel Good and some other pieces, I think that it's important that we try to keep the pieces that were working well for us in place, right? I think that Incognito adds a nastiness and an edge to him that our offensive line definitely missed when he was gone. I think Jacobs went from, well, as a team, I think we went from averaging like 4.6 yards per carry to like 3.8 yards per carry. So I really think it's important to like bring the guys back when it was working. Like the recipe that was working, let's go back to it. And we didn't really have Trent anyway, but we did have Incognito when things were going well. So I think it's important we bring him back. Sounds good. Sounds like he's back to full strength. He's running full speed and lifting, so that's great. Another piece of team news. Now, this is not such good news, but I don't really know how it's going to play out. It's so early. And like I said, I really don't like doing the rumor stuff because I'm not trying to talk like this is gold, right? I'm not trying to talk like this is set in stone. Like, I don't really know. This is just stuff that I've been hearing, right? And I'm sure you've been hearing about it too. Nicholas Morrow will test free agency. All right. And it seems like the Raiders want him back, and they've been in talks to like maybe move a contract forward, but nothing has come to fruition yet. Nothing has planned out. And I think he will test free agency. And I think that just puts a little more stress on us to address linebacker in the draft. I know a lot of us want to go defensive tackle. Yes, we need all these things. But the thing is that when you have a team like the Raiders, there's so many things that need to be fixed, but you don't have to fix them all at once, right? I think it sounds like, oh, our defense is so terrible. But when you think about how bad the scheme was and think about how many injuries we had to deal with, you don't know which piece is going to be the hidden piece or the missing piece, the missing link that once we fill it is going to work. So even though it sounds bad that Morrow is going to be testing free agency, it's like, look, let's just see what's going to happen, right? He might come back. He might not come back. Either way, we have to address linebacker in the draft because we had to add some depth to that position, especially if we're going to run the type of 4-3 that Gus wants to run. Okay, now, that's team news. Let's get to some free agency news. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about what do I think about Desmond King coming over to the Raiders. And they talk about, well, he had his best years under Gus Bradley at San Diego when the Chargers. But the thing to me is I don't want to turn the Raiders into the Las Vegas Chargers. I mean, I understand Gus was a good coach and he had good pieces over at another team, another organization. But just because he comes here, I don't need him to bring everybody with him. If he's a good coach, he'll make the players we have good, our in-house players good. Like he'll be able to address that, maybe get some pieces in the draft, a few pieces in free agency. But I don't need to see every single free agent that used to play for Gus Bradley be mentioned as they should be a Raider now because they played for Gus Bradley. I do not care if he played for Gus Bradley unless it's a Bosa or somebody who's really going to change the game. But like Desmond King, to me, he didn't really have much production last year. He just doesn't really move the needle for me. So he plays free safety. He's just not one of the guys that I'm looking at as like, yo, I really want to get him, which probably means the Raiders will get him, right? Because I'm just not that excited about him. Another guy they've been asking me about is cornerback Brian Poole. Before we go to Brian Poole, I think it's important to point out that Desmond King is looking for a contract that is about 4 years, $28 to $30 million. I'm sorry, I'm not giving him that type of money. I mean, I think he is a good player, but I'm just not, he just doesn't do it for me, man. He just doesn't move the needle for me. Get down in the comments, let me know what you think about Desmond King, all right? Brian Poole, cornerback, and another guy, I'm just not excited about him when I watch the game, when I watch the tape. Although he didn't play that much. I didn't see him on the field that much this season. But when I go back on, obviously we all have YouTube, and when I use the NFL Pass and get on the all 22 tape, and you actually can watch the whole field, he just doesn't seem like somebody that I'm that invested in giving a contract to. I think he wants to get 3 years, $13 million, but it's just like, he just didn't give much production on the field last year, and I just don't know how much better he is than a Mullen or a healthy Arnett. I mean, now you guys can get down in the comments, let me know what you think, but that's just my opinion. And that's the only thing I do like about doing the Honcho Report and talking about rumors is that this is just my opinion, right? When I'm doing draft stuff, like it's more concrete evidence on stats and how he fits in our system. When we're talking about free agency, like none of this even really matters. So I'm just giving you my opinion. And my opinion is he doesn't really move the needle for me. When you're talking about bringing in safeties in, I've already talked about Marcus Williams, Marcus May. I've already talked about the guys I like. When you talk about bringing corners in, I've already talked about Patrick Peterson and Richard Sherman. If it's not those guys, then I feel like we just go with what we got, man. What we got in the tool shed, we go to war with, all right? And that's just how I feel about that. And it's the same thing about the next guy, defensive end, Ryan Kerrigan. I don't want him. Not only I just don't want him. Like, he just doesn't seem like a guy who's going to help us. I don't know if he's much better than what we have. I mean, he reminds me of Nassib. Like, I mean, he had 5.5 sacks last year. Yeah, but he's 32 years old. He's going to be another year older, longer in the tooth. Like, it's just not somebody who, like, when I hear it, I get excited. And I don't think anybody else gets excited. The difference between him and J.J. Watt being a little older, but it's like, that's J.J. Watt, bro. Like, I mean, even when Michael Jordan came back, like, he was still Michael Jordan. Like, if Michael Jordan came back right now, you'd be excited. So it's like, I'm not saying J.J. Watt is Michael Jordan, but he has a name, he's a brand. Like, there's certain brands you believe in, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi. No matter how long it's been out, you're going to try it. Like Coke Zero, I'm going to try it just because it's Coke and I believe in the product. You know what I'm saying? So Kerrigan just doesn't do it for me, right? I don't see anything that jumps off the paper that says, yo, he needs to be in silver and black. So, but this is, once again, this is what Raider Nation does. Like, we see somebody that's a free agent and we assume like they need to be a Raider. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, the Raiders are going to get the guys we don't talk about. So if you really want the Raiders to get a guy, don't talk about him. Because the minute we build guys up, those will be the guys we never get, right? So, And while I'm here, I guess it's only right that I address the, Derek Carr, Russell Wilson situation. I mean, what do you guys want me to say, man? I don't care about the quarterback position being addressed right now because A, I believe we have a quarterback that's good, and B, unless this is high school football and my quarterback's also going to play safety or also play corner or maybe linebacker for me, I just don't think that this offseason is the season to do that. I don't think this is the time for us to keep trying to upgrade a position that, in order for you to upgrade, you got to get a top two or top three guy. But again, I mean, I watched the Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes is a top 1 or 2 guy, and he didn't win. Right? I watched Deshaun Watson all year, who's a top 2 or 3 guy, and he didn't win. So to me, it's just not going to change. You're going to hear from me till I'm blue in the face until the Raiders either extend Carr or get rid of him. Like, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to see here. Every stat you look at, Derek Carr is on the top of it, right? There was only 3 quarterbacks in the last something years that threw for 4,000 yards and X amount of touchdowns, and Derek Carr is one of the 3 guys, right? When you talk about his defense the last 4 years, they've all been abysmal, and they've all been terrible, and they all should be fined and money taken away from them for how poorly they played, right? So it's just not going to change. I'm just not thinking about upgrading the quarterback position. But if there's any rumors you do want me to address, if there's any players you do want me to talk about, or any content you want to see on this channel, please get down there in the comment section and let me know. I take a lot of pride in being the type of YouTuber or type of journalist or media member who's really going to talk with the fans. And so I don't even want to call y'all fans because I'm no better than y'all. I'm not a superstar. Not like I'm just a regular person. But I want to talk with my people out there. Like, I enjoy that part. When I drop a video and only gets 4 comments, I'm upset because I have nobody to talk to, man. Look, man, Raider Honcho, man, I need some friends, man. All right, get that in. I need some friends. Get down in the comment, let me know what you think, man. If you like this video, like the video. If you like the content on the channel, please subscribe, man. Holla at your boy. Get in the comments, chop it up, man. I'm going to get at you. I want all the smoke. I mean, I'm here for the love and support, too. But I just don't run away from none of the smoke. You feel me? Have a great weekend, man. Enjoy it. Be safe. And until the next time, Raider Honcho out.